Um, Real quick moment of clarity. So like I said, these conversations are not gonna all be about sports. They're not gonna all be about music and things. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some real life stuff, right? And one thing about it is, um, I'm a vulnerable person. One thing that I struggle with in doing this more often is sometimes, a nigga just be going through shit and don't really be feeling it. Um, Today was a difficult day, but my Lakers made it better. My Lakers definitely made it better, man. So let's get to these game tools tonight. Philly, them Sixers, man. They like I said, I wasn't gonna say sweet, and not only did they get one, hell, they got one in Boston. Um, Man, one thing that the Celtics are gonna do, and I was talking to my brother SB, another Celtic fan, not one of our classmates, but she a little bit younger than us, Adrian. I saw her post and I saw SB comment on it, and I had to come through and say something. They both Celtic fans. I'm a Lakers fan, of course. They was like, no matter what, these damn Celtics are gonna shoot threes, no matter if they falling or not. And I remember back when y'all, I told him, I said, well, I remember back when y'all won, back in, what was that, 22 or something? Um, uh, no, 24, 24. They lost in 22 to Golden State. They won in 24. JJ, that's my boy, Duke. Real coach of the year, JJ Redick, by the way. But I was like, man, I said it then when y'all won. I said they ain't gonna never stop shooting threes now. They ain't gonna never stop shooting threes now. They've been doing it since like 2018 when Kyrie was hurt, and they still young Tatum Brown still should have beat Bron them in seven. Like they that's their downfall. They're gonna shoot threes, and I think tonight they made like 12 out of 50 or some shit like that. It was ridiculous, man. But they just won't stop shooting threes. D White was terrible. Jalen was, he was JB. Um, JT, he had a near triple double. They did their job. They just didn't have no help tonight. Absolutely nothing off the bench. Um, D White didn't give them nothing. Um, it was tough because Maxie and VJ was on. They was on heaters, man. And Maxie, you can tell the confidence that he instills into VJ, um, and just tells him to just go, just go. You know what I'm saying? And PG had a nice one too today. So good win for the Sixers, man. We're gonna see what adjustments are made. Missoula is definitely gonna make some adjustments for when they go to Philly. Celtics, they know they gave one away, so they going into Philly looking to get two. Um, but you know what I'm saying. We'll see, man. We'll see. You know what I'm saying. I think Philly got some confidence now, and they'll be at home. That's gonna be a tough crowd. We all know how Philly crowds could be, and the Celtics Sixers is a great playoff rivalry. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics won both in Philly, but seeing that, I didn't necessarily think Philly would win one in Boston, but I also didn't expect the Celtics to sweep. I'm gonna predict Philly gets one. I'm gonna predict Philly gets one. It's gonna come back to Boston, 2-2. I think last night I said um, Minnesota Cleveland will come back 2-2, and I said New York Atlanta will come back 2-2. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing in this one. Portland San Antonio. Um, that was real unfortunate what happened to Wemby. Um, and one thing I prayed on before Wemby got to the league was, man, Lord, please let him stay healthy. Because if he stays healthy, he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong. He's gonna have an amazing, unique, and all-time great career. and he's already on that trajectory. Like he's an alien. He breaks all the rules. The Spurs are not supposed to have a legitimate shot at winning the championship this year, but they do because of him. He's in concussion protocol. I'm not sure when their game three is. Going from San Antonio to Portland, I'm gonna assume it could be Friday. It could be Friday instead of Thursday. Um, yeah, Lakers in Houston. Yeah, I wish I could be there, especially playoff game. Uh, really wish Luka and AR was playing. I could be there too. But but yeah, this was unfortunate. What happened with Wemby, man? His face hit the ground hard. He's gonna be in protocol. Hopefully, he'll be good to go for Game Three. Um, because Portland was able to get into that paint tonight. That was, I think, the biggest thing. That I mean, they were up. They were playing well when Wemby got hurt, but when he went out, the rebounding was basically even for the game. They were able to get into the paint. Robert Williams gave them some great paint protection and rim protection and offense in the paint. Cleggan was, he was who he is, especially not having to worry about the big 7'6" guy. Um, Scoot was on a heater. Only problem I have with Scoot is his hair. I mean, I know my facial hair ain't all that, and I definitely need a retwist. Yeah, I gotta talk to my wife about that. But yeah, man, Scoot. The only problem I have with Scoot is his hair. Like, I don't know what the fuck he got going on with that shit. But I guess if he gonna hoop like this more often and give my boy Denny some help, I'm so proud that y'all are finally getting a chance to see how good Avdia is, man. He didn't play good tonight, but it was alright because Scoot was big time. Drew, he was straight. He was a leader. He made a few plays he should make being in his role on that team. But they were big time. San Antonio just was not good enough tonight with that Wemby. Castle was off. Vassell played big. Vassell was nice, but I think even his shot was off. D Fox was really the one who needed to step up. You the vet, and it just didn't happen tonight. I think Cornette probably did best in Wemby's absence in filling in. But it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to see what Wemby's availability is going to be for Game Three in Portland. Um, yeah, I definitely feel like he'll be ready by Game Four if he does have to miss Game Three. But with them losing tonight, kind of like I said, I knew KD would be back tonight against us because they lost Game One. Had they won Game One, they might have let KD rest tonight and took the 1-1 to H Town. But with San Antonio losing and not being up 2-0, they can't afford to not have Wemby for Game Three if he can play. So if he clears protocol and he's able to play, I know he'll be out there. We'll see how everything goes. I expect him to be fine. And honestly, what I'm saying? A part of me expects San Antonio to be up 3-1 when it comes back to San Antonio. Um, but I love Avdia, man. He is one of my favorite players, and I definitely want to believe with him bouncing back, Drew being the leader that he is. If Scoop can really hoop like that, you got to think Scoop had this kind of game on the road, just like VJ. VJ had this kind of game on the road. Like that's worrisome for the Celtics. That's worrisome for the Spurs because those guys are young and they in the playoffs for the first time. They're not supposed to have 30-point games on the road. That's supposed to be reserved for them at home. Um, but they don't know no better. They don't know no better. So they just going out there hooping and having fun. And it's big time. Uh, what was that? A little under 9 minutes when Vic went out in the second quarter. Highlights up right now. But yeah, man, great job for Portland. They definitely held on. They handled business. They did their thing, man. Like I said, Scoot hair is an abomination. Like Scoot damn near deserves to be arrested for his hair. But like I said, if you gonna hoop like that, then hey, we just gonna chalk it up to you getting your ugly swag on. Even though this nigga literally has that hair like That's one nigga who 2K does not even have to worry about like changing of the hair and shit. You just get that nigga that hair, and when you create your my player or you create a player, you just say, hey, I want the scoop, and you know get that crown shit. That nigga should be looking like this. Like it's weird. I don't know. It's crazy, but you hit 5 threes and score 31 points. Shit, who the fuck am I? You feel me? Do your thing, Scoop. They talking. Like Scoop said though, after the game, he said it's basketball's a game of runs, and that's the biggest thing. He said he was ready when he woke up. I don't know if y'all can hear this. That nigga said he just had a feeling. He woke up, brushed his teeth, and after brushing his teeth right before he went downstairs, he just had a feeling. He said if he attacked, they can't fuck with him. And shit, proven right. Speaking of can't fuck with him, let me hear what Castle's gonna say real quick. But I gotta speak on what J Mac said last night. Whoa. That Wolves Nugget shit just got really more interesting. So are they already ruling Vic out for game three?
Back to Victor, I know it's early, but are you already planning to rule him out or
Huh.
go forward thinking that he's not going to be available for game three?
And like I said, that would make sense because it's concussion protocol, and especially if the game is what's today Tuesday. If the game is Thursday, he'll definitely probably have to miss. If it's Friday, he possibly could play 48 hours. At least 48 hours. Yeah, that's what I just saw. They got it up right now. So is game three Thursday? Because if it's Thursday, then yeah, he can't play. If it's Friday, he could though. So game three is Friday. So yeah, he can't be with the team. He'll have to stay in San Antonio when they travel to Portland. But with the game being Friday, he could play. Yeah, he could play. You probably watching what I'm watching, huh? I appreciate you. You on your shit. I appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely, if I was Mitch, you gotta prepare for him to not be there. Um, let's just be honest. If the Spurs are who the Spurs are supposed to be, you got to be able to go into Portland game three, tie 1-1, and say even if we don't got the alien, even if we without the big fella, we got to be able to go up 2-1. Castle has to take that on his shoulders. D Fox, you definitely have to lead the young fellas. Um, Keldon, Vassell, uh, you got Harrison over there. So I mean, they definitely got guys over there. They're a well-rounded team. I think this year they were. I think Harrison Barnes was like 5 points from them being the first team in NBA history with like 8 or 9 double-digit scores averaged throughout the season. So you know what I'm saying? They a balanced team, man. And of course they gonna take a hit in the paint. But even without Wimby, they gotta have confidence in themselves. Next man up. Cornette's played great all season. Whenever Wimby has been out. Um, so yeah, man, they just gotta be confident in themselves that you know rest them. He needs to be healthy. It's for the long stretch. Y'all have managed Wimby's minutes all season, so he can be ready for this stretch. So honestly, I wouldn't play him. If game 3 is Friday, I'm assuming game 4 will be Sunday. Today is Tuesday. Let them rest. Let them rest. Come back Sunday in game 4. Hopefully, y'all up 2-1. And let them, help you handle your business and put you up 3-1. But now it's time to get to the goddamn game of the motherfucking night. You did. Yeah, KD was back tonight. I was hoping he would be. Because I don't want to hear all that bullshit. Man, y'all just did because KD ain't here. Lakers, man. Lakers. Lakers. That's my team. Lakers. Shit, hey, man. I was born in 87. I've been a Laker fan since 95. And Kobe is my GOAT. Jordan is the GOAT, but Kobe is my GOAT. You feel me? RIP Bean. I was in LA on that fatal day. That was January 26, 2020, 2 days before I turned 33. My birthday, January 28th. Yeah, man. I love Bean to death, man. I was already a Laker fan, but he made me fall in love. KD, man, I got a love hate. You weren't here last night, obviously. I got a love hate relationship with KD. I'm from Waco, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I watched KD when he was at UT. Thought he was incredible. You know what I'm saying? Loved him. Thought Portland was crazy as hell for taking him. Jesus loves you too. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that and I received that. God bless you. But thought Portland was crazy for taking Odin over KD. Knew KD was gonna be the best there. I follow OKC from 2008, KD's second year. I'm about to tell you why. Until really until now, but especially up until like 2019, I followed them as much as I did my Lakers. They were like my young squad because I love Russ. Love Russ. Watched Russ at UCLA. Have an ex who went to school with Russ, and you know what I'm saying, they were good friends. And I remember her putting me on to him even more than what I saw at UCLA. So I just followed him strong, and he just became like one of my favorite players. It was Kobe, it was Carmelo, KD, and Russ gradually moved up the list past Chris Paul, past T Mac as he declined, and all of this. And then eventually, probably around 2014, Russ became my favorite over KD. It was Kobe, Melo, Russ, and then KD. And yeah, 4th of July, 2016. I'll never forget that. I hated KD after that for a while, but grew to forgive him. I still get annoyed at some of his ways, now. But he is one of the greatest ever. He's not top 10. Stephen A. Smith keeps saying he's top 10. He's not top 10. He's in that 15 to 20 range though. But when it comes to being a scorer, he is one of the most pure scorers. I got Kobe and Carmelo above him, but he is one of them ones that's scoring the ball for sure. But yeah, man, all respect and all love to KD. I appreciate y'all, talking. I'm still getting into the Lakers Rockets game tonight, but I don't wanna just ignore y'all. I appreciate it. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I was literally just thinking because I got this thing that I keep saying on Facebook right now. 40 plus year old Bron is my favorite Bron. Bron 2 years older than me. Um, you know, I was a huge Bron fan from like his junior year of high school up until like after his second year in the league in '05, which is when I graduated high school. And he kind of started turning me off a little bit, in the rest of his time in Cleveland, especially when they really started winning. You know what I'm saying? But I really wasn't liking how the media was trying to just place him above Kobe and this and that. Y'all remember how it was. '09, it was supposed to be us against them. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't get past Dwight, so we had to tap that ass. But went to Miami. I hated that decision. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was just the weakest shit ever until 6 years later when Kevin left OKC and went to Golden State. I still feel the Thunder would have won at least three if Kevin would have stayed in OKC. But yeah, Bron started that culture with the Miami decision. Um, but he was a different animal. He was a different beast. You know what I'm saying? That first series, that first championship series against Dallas, That was crazy. That was like never seen a superstar play that bad in the finals. But whatever D Wade sat down with him that summer and just gave him the leadership and let him know, hey, do your thing. It worked. It worked. That and the steroids. But nah, Braun was different. 2012, 2013, Braun. That shit was that shit was scary, man. And I still give him credit in that game 7 in 2013 against the Spurs because Popovich dared him to shoot to beat him, and he shot to beat him. You know what I'm saying? To me, I rank that game 7 against the Spurs as one of Braun's greatest games ever, like top 3 for sure because of the way he won it. Um, you know what I'm saying? Just being dared to shoot by one of the greatest coaches ever and answering the challenge. You know what I'm saying? So definitely respect LeBron. I didn't want him in LA when he came in 2018. I would have preferred him in LA back in 2014 to help Kobe end his career and to see that dynamic of Kobe and Bron together. That would have been dope. Um, but yeah, I definitely would have loved to have him in 2014. Didn't want to see him go to Cleveland because I knew he would stunt Kyrie's growth as a point. But definitely welcomed him in 2018. I just hated it because I didn't want to see my young boys go. I didn't want to see Lonzo, Bi, all of them get shipped off. But it is what it is. We got a bubble chip out of it once AD came. Um, but yeah, man, this 40-year-old Bron's my favorite Bron because he wanted to hand the keys over to AD for years, but AD just didn't have that it to take it over. And Luca is one of them ones. Luca is one of the greatest offensive basketball players of all time, and his defense is much improved. Along with his physical, his physique, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like JJ's coach of the year to be able to manage a LeBron-led team, to challenge Luca to get in shape, and to make a team that couldn't make an open three. Tonight, I think we hit like 13 threes. Like, you know what I'm saying? We shot 46% from three tonight. And our defense has been much improved over the last, like, since All Star break. I feel like JJ's coach of the year. I don't give a shit. But, yeah, man, LeBron's great. He's third greatest of all time. I love D Wade. D Wade. I used to always say D Wade was like Kobe, just a couple inches shorter, 5 years younger. Huge D Wade fan. D Wade was amazing. I felt like 2009 D Wade. What I hated so much about Bron going to Miami in 2010 was the battles that they stole from us by teaming up. Because that 2009 D Wade, incredible. Incredible. 2009 D Wade is one of the greatest players of all time. When we're just talking about a single year, like whoever is y'all's favorite player, name a player. I'll tell you his greatest year. You know what I'm saying? And you are too, brother. Believe that. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, man. '09 Wade was crazy, man. So I definitely hated that we got robbed of seeing great battles between Braun and Wade. But it is what it is. I guess it worked out for them. Um, but yeah, let me get to this. If y'all got anything to say it. I'll respond. But this game tonight, man, I'm proud of my Lakers, man. I'm so proud. Like I said, I wasn't in the greatest of moods, spirit a bit down, but the Lakers definitely uplifted me. KD had 23 points tonight. 23. You want to know how many he had at halftime? He had 20. At halftime, Kevin was 6 of 7 from the field. For the game, he was 7 of 13. That means in the second half, he was 1 of 6. He missed his first 5 shots of the second half. You know what I'm saying? We've defended Kevin better than I've seen any team. JJ's team defense, because it's been a team effort. Vando is great. He has the length. Smart is one of the greatest defenders of all time. But it's been a team effort on Kevin all season. If you go back to just a month or two ago, probably like a month ago when we had that back to back in H Town. We did the same thing, blitzing them. It was great. Um, I haven't seen anyone defend Kevin this well besides Tatum back when he was in Brooklyn in that playoff series. Since he was in OKC, when Tony Allen would get in the shit, Shane Battier, Deshaun Stevenson, um, Ron Artest, when all those guys would get in the shit and bully him because he was so skinny, you just put somebody small and strong and they push him out the way. Tatum had the length and the strength to defend him. And like I said, right now we're just blitzing. We know we don't have an individual guy because we got Vando, but JJ don't trust Vando enough offensively to leave him on the court as much as I would love for him to be on the court because he's so great defensively. He got to make shots. And then Smart, once again, one of the greatest, point guard defenders, but he's 6'4". Um, and that's a cone. That's Kevin shooting over a chair. So we blitz them, and with JJ's strategy against them has just been absolutely amazing. And hopefully it travels back to Houston because, like I said, that back to back that we had earlier in the season, I think it was a Wednesday and a Friday night or something. Those games were both in Houston. So hopefully it travels back, and hopefully we can keep making it difficult on them in H Town. And I still don't expect us to sweep them, but we get one in H Town. I feel good about us being able to bring it back home and finish it in five. We're still LeBron. Yeah, that sucked. That sucked. I definitely wanted Bron back in '09. That would have been great. You had all the y'all remember the Muppets, the Kobe and LeBron little Muppet things. The NBA was definitely pushing for that shit, but all they really did was piss off Dwight. That's all they did was piss off Dwight and piss off the Magic. JJ was on that Magic team, and it motivated them. That team was built perfectly too. Stan Van Gundy was a great coach, and I know he motivated them because Stan Van Gundy got a lot of petty shit in him. So I know he was like, y'all see this shit? They just think it's gonna be LeBron and Kobe. How you like that, Dwight? You know what I'm saying? And they had a bunch of shooters around the big fella. You know what I'm saying? Hedo, Rashard Lewis, JJ, Jameer Nelson. You know what I'm saying? That team was built, perfectly. They just couldn't fuck with us. Kobe was on a mission. Celtics beat us that year before. We wasn't losing. We wasn't losing. '09 Wade versus 2016 Kyrie. That's nasty. That is nasty. Ooh, okay. That's nasty, but I'm gonna say I got Wade winning that matchup. If they go into 11 by ones and twos, I got Wade winning that matchup 11-8. And that's hard for me to say because I got Kyrie as a better one-on-one player than Wade. But like I said, and you know what? Maybe and really, as I say that in a one-on-one setting, Kyrie might get him. It might be 11-9 Kyrie. It might be 12-10 because you got to win by two. Um, but Wade was such a great defender at 6'4", shot blocker and all of that, and he was fast as fuck. So even though Kyrie got the moves and he got counters on counters and his handle is all-time great, even if he gets by Dwayne can recover. And Dwayne couldn't shoot like Kyrie, but Dwayne was quick enough to stay with Kyrie on the perimeter. I love it. JJ giving Vando some love. Him and Smart, the defense on KD. JJ one of my heroes, by the way. So I'm a Duke guy, and like I said, I'm high school class of '05. JJ was high school class of '02. He was a senior at Duke when I would have been a freshman. So I love JJ, man. That's my guy. But yeah, man. I'm gonna take Wade to get him slightly in a team setting. I'm definitely would want that Wade over that Kyrie. But that Kyrie was nasty. That Kyrie was clutch. That Kyrie was something special. And I believe that Kyrie should have been the MVP of them finals, to be honest with you. But like I said, '09 Wade, I don't second guess it. That's one of the absolute greatest individual players of all time. Jesus loves you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you. See. Peaches, man, I forgot Peaches. Peaches was nice. Peaches was very nice. He was a good 3D guy, real athletic. He was real nice. Real nice. Yeah, Kyrie, yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, Kyrie was just a little bit too little. You know, Kyrie he's 6'2", probably about 190 in 2016. Wade 6'4", 6'5", like 215, and just as fast, just as quick. His athleticism, like Kai, one of the greatest. One thing I said about Kai a couple years ago, I said if Kyrie was 6'6", he could be the greatest player of all time. The way I say Wade, 2 inches shorter than Kobe, 5 years younger, but he was like a young Kobe. Kyrie could have been like Kobe on steroids if he was the same height, with the additional handle and shot making. You know, he was a solid defender, but he couldn't play defense like Kobe. But offensively, man, it's kind of like Luka is one of the greatest offensive players of all time. If Kyrie had that height, that size, crazy, absolutely incredible. Yeah, absolutely right, absolutely right. He just wouldn't be too. He's not big enough for that weight. Um, but yeah, man, I'm proud of my Lakers tonight, man. Marcus Smart was incredible. He definitely led the way with his defense. Vando came in, he answered the call. Luke, Luke Kennard, man, another Blue Devil. He's been absolutely great. I actually want Rookie of the Year to be, again, I'm a Duke guy. I really wanted to be co-Rookie of the Year. I want them both to get it. You know, so I remember when Grant and J. Kidd got it. Um, Steve Francis and Elton Brand, both of those had one Duke guy in them. This year, they have to give it to two Duke guys. But if it has to be one, I love Khan. Khan was incredible. Khan was a huge part of Charlotte's success this season. But Khan's like the third, fourth option on that team. He's their shooter. You know what I'm saying? Cooper had the ball in his hands, and Cooper was the guy from day one. Even if AD would have been healthy, Cooper was the guy. You know what I'm saying? So what Coop was able to do this season in Dallas, man, some of his individual games, win or lose, Coop got to get it. If they don't give Coop and Khan co rookie of the year like I would love to see them do, I don't think they will. It got to be Coop. Coop is the rookie of the year. Man, I was only trying to do about 15 minutes. I'm at 33 minutes, but it's cool because we've been engaged. I definitely appreciate y'all. What we got? One thing y'all don't know, what I'm saying? I had eye surgeries not too long ago, so my vision is great. It's getting there, but it ain't where it was. But so if y'all see me do like this, I'm just trying to see. But I got my contact coming in soon, so I'm gonna be straight. Dalton versus Bronny. I like Bronny. It's a blessing that Bronny is able to live out his dream and still be here after the scare he had at SC. I'm for nepotism. I am. But Bronny taking a roster spot, man. He taking a roster spot. Dalton Connect is a damn good basketball player. Dalton Connect could help us. Um, his shooting ability, his athleticism. I think he has potential on the defensive end. Now, once we got Jake LaRavia and we trade for Luke Kennard, it would move him down on the depth chart anyway. But, earlier on, Dalton could have been big. I do think the Mark Williams trade hurt his confidence. And I would have loved to have Mark, another Duke guy, and the perfect type of big that Luca needs. But, it is what it is. I do think Connect will get traded this offseason as we look to build around Luca. I really hate that because like I said, I like him. I like Connect a lot. I like Connect Four, and I hope he goes somewhere where he's given a real opportunity to shine and to show that he can really hoop in this league. Because I think he can be a 20-point scorer in this league with the right opportunity. Um, yeah, Dalton's nice. I like Bronny. I'm for nepotism. Bronny's story is a blessing. It's beautiful to see, but he's holding a roster spot, and Dalton could definitely. I say this though, JJ gave Dalton every shot. He gave him every shot. He gave him every chance. He just Dalton shot terrible this year. I remember at one point Dalton was shooting like 28% from three. Like he buried himself. Cause I know JJ gonna have a low tolerance for shit. Like he know Vando can't shoot. So his thing is Vando. I know you suck at shooting, but you're a terrific defender. If you can just get your ass in the gym and work on making these open corner threes, you'll get from going 8 coaches decision DNPs playing 8 to 15 minutes. You might get about 25, 30 minutes if you can just knock down a couple of these threes. With Dalton, it's I need you to be able to not let somebody blow past you because I know you can shoot. So it's like if you could take Dalton's shooting with Vando's defense and put them together as one player, that player would be like our third or fourth best player. The problem is Vando's shot never really just found it, and sometimes he would have brain farts on defense. And with Dalton, he buried himself, like I said, because bruh was shooting horrible earlier in the season. Like when Braun was out, Dalton was getting the opportunity. I think he was shooting below 30% from three. So at that point, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? So I agreed with JJ not playing him this season, some. But like I said, I don't know where he's gonna get traded to whenever our season's over. But I wish him the best, and I hope we get something good and significant for him because he can play. He definitely can play, and he gonna show that soon. Just hit 37 and a half minutes, man. I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer. I really, really, really appreciate y'all. Chill, who that, got dogs. Most definitely appreciate y'all's engagement and conversation. Um, Purcell Games, MTU. Appreciate your questions for sure. J6711 X1I. Like I said, I definitely appreciate you. I'm sorry, I know I'm killing y'all. These names are crazy. Like sometimes I don't be knowing if I'm talking to bots or real people just because of the names. I really don't. And forgive me, I apologize. But Jesus definitely loves you. I'm not gonna mention you because Jesus is my father. Um, Abby 26. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Thank y'all. And yeah, man, it's crazy. I just turned 39. Yeah, I am an unk. I gotta accept and embrace that. All this great. So I appreciate y'all. I might be on tomorrow before the games. Um, it won't be about sports. It'll probably be about some life stuff, some man stuff, some fatherhood stuff. Um, comment something. Like I said, I'm open to all kind of discussions. Comment something. Reach out to me. Reach out to me Facebook, Jody Lagway, JodyLagway. We'll get some discussions going. But I'll definitely try to be back tomorrow night after the games that come on as well. And once again, I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Jesus loves y'all as well. And yeah, I'm gonna holler at you. Thank you again. And remember, Jody said it first.